In the latest update for Total Quilter, we've added a couple new features to make it easier for you to recreate your own blocks, and that is a thing called snap to anchors and snap to guidelines. So I want to take a second to show you how to use each of those. So first, let's look at snap to guidelines. I'm going to bring an image up. Let's say I wanted to recreate a block from an image. I needed to get it into artwork so I could convert it to stitches and things like that. Let's go ahead and find a block here. Let's take this one right here and open it up, and you'll see it opens up on the screen here. And the snap to guidelines, what it does is it works with guidelines that you create in the software, and a guideline is one of these that you pull down from the ruler. So I clicked on the ruler itself, left clicked and held it, and I drag it down. And what I'm going to do with this is because I want this to be very exact, I'm going to drag these guidelines anywhere where there's like an intersection. So I'm going to grab one right there, I'm going to put one right here. So these are my horizontal ones. I want to get it kind of where I can easily work with it. So I'm going to show you those are the horizontal, and I'm going to grab a couple vertical now, and I'm going to place it so that I can get it right into a spot, and you'll see why this is helpful in a second. And I also like to put one around the block itself, vertically and horizontally. And the reason for this is I'm going to make sure that when I recreate it with the artwork tool, that anytime I click anywhere close to where these guidelines are, it's going to snap to that guideline. So it's going to make a really perfect straight line. And that's nice when you're working with like an image. And like I said, this is a JPEG, so there's no data here. And I'm going to, now that I have those set, and just so you know, snap to guidelines, you get to it by right clicking on the ruler itself and going to snap to guidelines. And I already have that selected. If I turn it off, you can see I can turn it back on right here. So now I'm going to grab my artwork tool. Now I'm going to try to recreate this block, and so I'm going to grab the artwork tool. I'm going to start with this piece right here, and just notice that when I get close to the area, it's actually going to snap it into place. So I'm going to come over here, just getting it close, and then I'll close it right here. So I've just created that shape right there. You can see it in the preview here. And now I need to create the others. So let me go ahead and grab the tool here. And if I'm going to do this piece, because I have that snap to grid on, it's going to make it really easy to recreate this. So I can get all these cream color ones. And the nice thing is it just snaps it right into place, making it really easy to get it exact. And that comes in really handy, especially when you start decorating it, because there won't be any overlapping. It's going to be kind of a perfect shape here. And so I'm just focusing on the cream colored ones right now. Go back here. Just get all the cream color. And I'm not worried about coloring them just yet. I can get that in a second. So I got all the cream color. I've got the original big one. Now I can do the red one. The nice thing is I can go really quick because it's snapping right to those guidelines. And you know, you might be saying, well, why couldn't I just use snap to grid? Well, when you're working with a backdrop, sometimes it's like an odd size, and so your grid does not always line up perfectly with your image. And so that's where the snap to guidelines came in, and found the need that, hey, we needed something else to work with an image in the background that can make it get exact shapes. So you can see now it was pretty quick. I got all of those shapes. I can come back in here now and I can color them in. I don't have all the colors down here, so I'm just going to give them different colors, but let's just choose like this color right here, and then I can come into my cream colored ones, or let's go to the bottom one, which is green, and I can make that one green. This one was blue, and make that blue, and you can see it's selecting it right here. I can make that more of a red, and then I can come in here, select all of these and give it a nice lighter color. I can select all of the items and fill them with color, and you can see that now that block is created. Just to kind of show you, if I select everything, I'm going to move it off to the side here. You can see the image is below. I can hide that image, and you can see that I have each of these pieces, and each of them is perfectly aligned with the one it touches. So it's a really nice feature, really easy, fast to use, and it makes recreating a block from an image really easy. So you have a lot of different options with the snap to grid, snap to guidelines, snap to anchors. So I want to go ahead and show you what snap to anchors is. I have another block open here, and this block, if you look at it, if I want to create this, I might need these to be all separate pieces, right? And this is artwork already, so you can see the pieces are showing up here. You have this one is a solid color, but let's say that I don't want it to be solid. I want it to be more kind of punched through. I want it to be this an object, this to be an object, in the middle this one, and this one. Well, it could take me a while to actually create that by trying to recreate these. So we added something when you're working with artwork. It's called, I'm going to turn off the guidelines, snap to guidelines. I'm going to turn on snap to anchors. And when I choose snap to anchors and then I click on the artwork tool, notice that I'm seeing all of the points here. These are all of the anchors in the artwork. And the thing that's nice about this is that I'm going to come down here and choose this lighter color down here, is that when I get close to this color, or this this anchor point, it's going to snap right to it. And so just like with snap to guidelines, I can easily, it's going to snap right to those objects, and I can very quickly recreate this shape. I don't even have to put any guidelines in or anything, because it's finding wherever the points are in the design itself. And so I can come in here, recreate these shapes, really simple, and then I just have that one left to do, which is in the middle. Just get it close to the points here, and it's going to snap right to them, and it's going to give me a perfect recreation. And you can see that if I hide this, let me go ahead and delete this one. You can see that I have these pieces right here. Let me go ahead and select it and show you the pieces one by one. So you can see I created all of those. Now I can select it and just fill it with color. And now I have the exact same block, but I have each piece separated out. So that's the snap to anchors. So we have snap to grid guidelines and snap to anchors we just added. They're a lot of fun. You use guidelines more for like images and stuff. You can even use it for something when you're working with artwork, but you definitely use the snap to anchors. There has to be artwork in order for the anchors to show up, the points. And so it won't work with images. The snap to anchors won't, but snap to guidelines will. So I just want to take a second to show you what those features are, and hope that you enjoy using them.